A new report has warned that climate change is driving up malaria numbers after recent extreme weather led to a spike in cases of the mosquito-borne disease. The study by the Global Fund cited last year's devastating flooding in Pakistan as fueling a significant rise in cases. It also warned that warmer climates were enabling the spread of the mosquito population.
So you have these extreme weather events, whether flooding in Pakistan or the cyclone in Malawi, leaving lots of stagnant water around the place. And we saw a very sharp uptick in infections and deaths from malaria in both places.
Let's get more on this and go live now to Islamabad and our correspondent Sahar Balok. Sahar, the World Health Organization called recent events in Pakistan a perfect storm for malaria. What has caused this highly disturbing situation there?
Well, what has happened is that since last year, when the floods had happened, there was a lot of news happening. There was a lot of news reports in local media as well. People were talking about it. There was research happening at that point of time. But currently, Pakistan is going through a critical time. There is economic crisis, there's political crisis, and it seems as if the plight of the poorest of the poor population that was affected by the floods has somehow gone in the background. Nobody's speaking about it as such. And currently, as we speak, there are 33 million people, according to WHO, which were affected badly by the floods. So there is no, talk about it. There is no discussion about, the floods going on. And at the same time, not many people know how these people are living. These by the Global Fund, are quite worrying, as said by the head of this department as well, because I was going through the report myself and I saw that at that point of time, like last year, the number of malaria cases was around 400,000, which has now exponentially increased to 1.6 million, which is a cause for worry for Pakistan at the moment, because currently there doesn't seem to be any conversation about floods happening, but at the same time, this is the time, which is where it is needed that this discussion should take place. What I also would like to mention is that Sindh and Balochistan were among the worst affected places in Pakistan, provinces of Pakistan. And even then, the news came really late for many people in Pakistan. Not many people knew what's happening.
Sahar, it continues to be a very desperate situation as you're describing it, people living outside months after the flooding. Now, I know that you've seen for yourself how urgent the situation is. Tell us about that and whether there's the appetite and resources from the government to do something about it.
Well, there is a dearth of health centers in Pakistan, especially around the bordering areas of Pakistan, right next to Afghanistan and Iran. There are no health centers and they are not even functional. Resources are less. And even when I was visiting these places, what actually worried a lot of us at that point of time was that these were the poorest areas, where people had no other way of working. So they mostly had agricultural lands which were completely destroyed. Also, these floods were not only a result of climate change, but also poor urban planning and also local feudal politics as well. The government currently does not seem to have the resources to help the people, get out of the crisis. Pakistan was helped a lot by other countries as well in the past, and even today, a lot of other countries have said so. But these funds are really less, compared to what the devastation was caused by the floods.
Yes, and the country, of course, making progress on that in the past, but now those big setbacks that you've just described so clearly. Sahar Balok in Islamabad, thanks so much for that.